Let's welcome in two-time Super Bowl champion, Super Bowl MVP quarterback for the New York Giants, host of Sims Complete on the Believe Podcast Network. We're punching the air this morning. And are we punching the Giants' hopes and dreams? What are we doing here, Phil?
Oh, boy, that's a good, right off the bat. Let's see. Yeah, you're punching their dreams. I mean, listen, you watched the game last night. It was there. The Chiefs weren't like clicking on all cylinders and doing what they have done in the past. So the Giants had an opportunity, and they took advantage of none of it. Just a lot of bad plays and situations that just they got nothing out of. And it's, you know, it's tough. 0-3 now becomes mental. Everybody's against you. So the Giants, and look who's coming to town. The Chargers. Oh, and that quarterback. He's pretty good. Yeah.
We can get
it
to that.
doesn't get any easier for the Giants.
No, we can get to that quarterback. But this is where I'm having this like internal dilemma that you can talk me through, because people didn't have high expectations for the Giants. Everyone sort of knew tough schedule, new situation, new quarterback. So it's, you know, what should the expectation be? That they survive? That what, you know, where are we with what we should expect from this team?
Well, you know, everybody talks about how the schedule is really tough and all that, and they understand it. But once the season starts, nobody cares about anything. Did you win or did you lose? And that's all anybody wants to know on Mondays. Bill Parcells was famous for that. Men, hey, nobody cares. All they want to know, did you win or did you lose? And, you know, the Giants they had a chance, of course, down in Dallas. I thought they were the better team that day, but still made mistakes that cost them that game. And then last night was really bad. It really was.
You know, they say, Phil, a picture is worth 1,000 phone calls to AM radio in New York City. That's what they say. That's how the old saying goes. Here's the photo from last night. It's Mr. Mara, Brian Daboll, and Joe. Can you break this down in this moment in time?
Well, no, I can't break it down. You know, I'm sure the coaching staff and the general manager and even the owner are going to go in, and if they watch the game, and they're going to try to watch it and clear their heads and go, "Oh my God, we had every opportunity there is to win a game like that," and they just found, you know, sometimes those things do happen, but it happens a lot to the Giants. It really kind of speaks to the fact that maybe they don't have the talent we think they did. Malik Neighbors, one of the best wide receivers in NFL. We can't find a way to get him the football.
Why? Why not, Phil?
That is so easy to do in this league now, but I think there's so many other things going on. They were worried about the offensive line. You know, they had Andrews back there at left tackle. That worked out pretty well, but they didn't take him out because he was on a count where after so many plays, they didn't want him to re-injure and get hurt again. And then Russell Wilson did not play one of his best games. I think that's an understatement. It was rough. And I don't think they'll bench Russell Wilson, just to say that real quick. They got the Chargers coming in. They need to keep him out there to give themselves probably a better chance to win. But slowly, relax, Kay. Sooner or later here, probably within the next 2 to 3 weeks, we will see Jaxson Dart out there on the field.
Let's take a look at this schedule. I talked to you not too long ago, and you said you said week 6, 7th, and 8th. Like you were like somewhere around there. So, you know, I'm looking at this game against the Chargers, and you can definitely say, like, no, we don't want anything to do with that Jesse Minter situation. Let's definitely put him in week 5. But if Dart comes out and does poorly against the Saints, me as like a PR vantage point, I would rather just put him in against the Chargers and say, let's rip the Band-Aid, tough defense, went out there against one of the best, an undefeated team, leader of the AFC West, and just keep it going. Why wait?
Well, I would say this, playing the Chargers, if the situation arises, if Russell Wilson gets off to a slow start, I could see him bringing him in and just saying, all right, now the change has been made and let's just move forward and see what he can do in the game. But, you know, think about it this way. The New Orleans Saints are going to be at home. And what are they thinking? Well, we got the Giants coming up. You know, that's our game that we can win for sure. And, you know, so everybody here in New York and on radio and TV, they look at that Saints game, which I think realistically, without even really thinking too much about it, the Giants are physically a better and more talented team than the New Orleans Saints. But down there, if it comes to that, Jaxson Dart making his first start, that would be interesting. That would bring, look, hey, you know what? Everybody knows this, a change at quarterback, and especially Jaxson Dart, who moves around, has a good arm, and he's got this personality that rubs off on people. That'll be a big deal, I think, for the Giants just to get that, and it'll be like starting over for them. So, like I said, I hate to do this and say it that way about quarterbacks, but I think it's inevitable. We're going to see Jaxson Dart in there pretty soon.
What do these packages do for this team? Are you for them? What do you think of these Jaxson Dart packages we're seeing?
I wish they were more. They've done it just to really get him into the game. And I said, when they put him in, and I said this before they even put him in down in Dallas, they're going to put him in to do two things: to hand the ball off or throw a screen. And that's it. And that way, because they're thinking, no, he can't mess that up. And they didn't want to put him in a situation where it's 3rd and 10, now make the throw. Well, that's really tough to do because of the energy, the nerves, and just seeing the defense. Trust me when I say this. I played my rookie year. The 5th game I played some in, then I started from the 6th game on. And when you walk out in that field and you get under the center for the first time in a real game, Kay, you get under the center and you go, I think they got 13 guys on defense. And because it's just, you can't focus and there's so many things to it. And it takes a little bit of time. It doesn't take much till you get a feel for the game. And also, let me just say this. Standing on that sideline, he's watching the games and he's going, oh, okay, I'm starting to, you know what, I can do this. And, I've talked to many quarterbacks, rookies on the sideline. After a few games, they go, I feel so much better about who I am and how I can go out there and compete. And I'm sure that's happening to Jaxson Dart.
When I see that photo, I think about the ownership, and I just think, like, is he the most, why are you saying, what is your,
I know how they feel and how much it hurts them. It does all owners, but the Maras, they've been in this game for so long, and that's John Mara we saw, and they're loyal. They didn't want to let go of Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll. They kept them, and I'm sure he's sitting there going, here we are again, 0-3, and not that we're just 0-3. We're just making a lot of mistakes and not playing up to the capabilities that they really have physically.
So is he the kind, at this point in time, and I'm watching the Hard Knocks, and he seems like, and I don't know him, you know him, so I'm asking you, the kind of owner who lets the people he hires and he empowers them. They make the decisions. He didn't come in there and say, you can't trade Saquon. He said, okay, if you like, Is there a world where, what does he want? What does he want with Jaxson Dart? Does he go into Daboll's office and say, start this kid? Like, does the dynamic change when there's so much heaviness? And I'm not even going to bring up Daniel Jones yet and what we saw yesterday, Like, it's all, when I look at John, it's like, it's laughable right now for him. Like, he's got to be feeling that.
He does not get involved with, we got to play this guy, or we got to play that guy. I've never heard him do it. Of course, I'm around him. I was there in all preseason a lot. And, he doesn't do that. He's going to let them make the decisions. That's why they're there. And those guys, I'm sure he just goes, they know a lot more than me as far as it comes to football and all the little parts that you must know. So he stays out of that business, but everybody that works in that building understands and they know how he feels. So he doesn't have to talk because they really already know. And I think that would be the same with basically every team in the NFL.
Given those expectations, we knew what this year was going to be like. If this year continues to be, if it's another bad year, what happens?
Well, I think we all know. I don't even like to talk about it. Joe Schoen and Brian Daboll live up the street from me here. And so I have great feelings for them and want it to work out. But you look at the schedule and all that, and this is just me talking. I said, if the Giants win 6 games, I think that is pretty good. If they win 7 or 8, it's really good because they're, where they're coming from and how it's played out the last couple of years, that's hard to overcome sometimes. And to do what I just said, you got to win certain games. Like, you got to win that game in Dallas. When there's an opportunity there, you got to take advantage of it. And, I saw this last year quite a bit. There it is. The game is there to be had, and just can't make that play to win the game and put yourself in better position.
I was going to ask you, what's the number for them to, continue? But it sounds like it's also the context of the game, what the gravity of the game, when it matters, when it's airing, who's watching, what the narrative is. So, it's not like a 6 wins them another year.
I don't know. It's not a given, but boy, yeah, I saw you put this up. Let's see. The
Yeah,
Giants
we
got
shouldn't have done
Chargers.
that. Go on.
Then we got the Eagles twice and the Broncos and San Francisco on a 4-week span. I mean, boy,
yeah,
that's just as tough as it can get. I mean, so every one of those teams.
Yeah.
And can you go through this gauntlet, which even in good teams have to fight through these? Can you go through it and find a way to get a couple wins? And, as I look at that schedule, if they could just upset one or two of those teams, it's amazing how it changes your personality, what you think, your confidence. All those things are real in NFL football. At least they were at the quarterback position because I felt them.
Phil Simms, New York Giants legend, joining us. Daniel Jones, thriving, living his best life, leading these Colts in the AFC. They're undefeated. Why? Why is he thriving?
Well, come on. I love this. I get in these debates all the time, and I like to speak up about quarterbacks. Well, this guy, they got to get another quarterback. Hey, the offensive line stinks. It's not bad. It stinks. Everything that you want him to do, you got to have opportunities. Now, I'm not taking anything and just giving Daniel Jones a free pass. Man, that was a really good throw there. His confidence is, I've watched I didn't get to watch yesterday's game yet. But the other two games, he's making so many plays that are beyond what is scripted. It's not just the scrambles, throwing while he's getting hit, a play like this. And, man, there's nothing like it when you get rolling sometimes as a quarterback in an organization. I talked to some people down there in Indianapolis, and when they signed him during the offseason, man, they were excited because they knew we got a pretty good offensive line, and we got this freak at running back, Jonathan Taylor. The defense has got a lot of good wide receivers, from top to bottom, really good, two good tight ends. So it's there for a quarterback to have success. And Daniel Jones took advantage of that. And the big thing is he had to earn it. He had to work the whole preseason to finally get the fact or hear the coach go, he's the man. And boy, he has taken advantage of it big time.
I just love hearing you just gush over those throws. He is so confident. He joined me last week, and it's like a different, I was telling my team this morning, he's just firing on all cylinders. He's got it all going on. I'm around these guys or whatever. He has got the talent. He's got everything, the size, the mobility, the arm to really make it work. And he had some of those moments with the Giants. But we're just in an era now. Every game is all determined on one thing. Well, the quarterback. It's a little more than that. The quarterback needs a lot of help to get these things done on the football field. And Patrick Mahomes, is he having a great year? Well, they're 1-2, and no, he's not. Yeah. And of course, a lot of that is because of the team right now. But I do think, but isn't it meant help him out enough? But the men, you can't. There's something to be said, and I think that is impressive. And I was talking to Daniel about this yesterday. Just confidence. It's not, I don't think it's as simple as losing is no confidence, and then you start winning and you're confident. Like, it's a journey. It's about, for him to not be ruined by his experience with the Giants when so many quarterbacks have been, Patrick Mahomes never had to go through that. Let's just be honest here. So the fact that Daniel is able to, in such quick, like you said, he worked so hard to be able to go there. And like, you can say it's about the coach, but there's something in him that he has to go down and deep and be like, I'm the man. I don't care. I'm the man. It's impressive. Okay, if he had doubts, then he was never the man. Okay, and how much does it mean to you? I hate this saying, but I say it all the time anyway. Is it life and death for you? And really, that's what it should almost feel like. And we see this. This is not a story that we haven't seen a lot. Let's say, oh, Sam Darnold. Oh, Baker Mayfield. They're kicking them everywhere. Get them out. Baker Mayfield standing on the sideline with Sam Darnold as P.J. Walker's playing quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. And Geno Smith, they threw his butt on the scrap heap many years ago. And look at him. I love it. So it's my favorite. This thing that, they were in situations where the quarterback cannot overcome. Not good system. The coaching's not good. The play calling stinks. And you don't have enough good players around you to show your talent. And talent, my last thing is this, too.
you heard me before we came on, Caleb Williams.
Oh, no, I have questions about that. Yeah, we can keep talking. I do want to say, like, these guys can't keep leaving the Giants and thriving other places. It's a bad look. It is it's a terrible look. Like, I can't imagine. It's a bad look. I don't even know who's. Well, I don't know. It's not good. We got to stop that.
They had to move on. They had to move on because of just the aura and the feeling, they needed to move on too.
And the health was a thing. I understand that it wasn't all. Yeah, they had to move on. I understand. I do want to ask you about Caleb because you. Oh, I love this. What is this? What is this? Oh,
when the season is over, I got to look. I watch a lot of TV because I want to hear what people are saying, and it gives me energy. And either I might even steal some of the things they say, not too often. But last year, if Caleb doesn't have a good year this year, they'll probably draft another quarterback. Man, that is the dumbest damn thing I've ever heard. It really is. And Caleb Williams, anytime last year, I know it wasn't great, but he's a damn rookie. He didn't throw many interceptions. And if you can't watch him and see, man, look at that throw. There are not a lot of guys in the league that can make these kind of throws.
How many guys can make that throw, Phil?
Well, not enough. Let's put it that way. Oh, but, arm strength is overrated, Kay. I've heard that before. How's that working out for some of these Justin Herbert, that arm strength, that means nothing. It's, But Caleb Williams, size, mobility, he doesn't have a good arm. He's got a borderline great arm. And he can make plays down the field. That flea flicker they had, who could catch the ball? He probably didn't get the seams on the football, or the laces, I should say. And he threw it about 50 yards or 60, whatever, just like it's nothing. And there he is moving again. So I like him. And I think this is going to turn out really well for him and Ben Johnson, that's for sure.
What does that mean? Give me a little, like, how much, you got confidence in Caleb. What does that mean for Chicago in 2025?
Well, I think they're going to win a lot more games they did last year. And I think you can see just what happens when the quarterback starts playing well, like he does, because he has more opportunities to make it work with the system and the talent around him. But it just gives confidence to the whole team, to the coach to call plays, and it backs off. And now the talk all week, it can be more positive about our football team and the quarterback than it would be if you're losing games.
I'm sure you liked that they took it to the Cowboys. Once a giant, always a giant.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. I did listen, it was a fun watch. And I think the beating that he took as a rookie quarterback, and I mean that just emotionally and everything.
Understood, yeah.
I'm rooting for Caleb Williams to continue this upward trend. Yeah.
He looks like Mahomes. He looks like USC out there. I love to see it. You got to get that confidence back. I think it's been a theme for me to notice the confidence and the changes of that and the swings and what it means to a quarterback. I need a segment. I need you to have a segment on Sims Complete with Phil and Matt Sims. That's called "Come On, Man." Just, the way that you're, "Come on, man, come on." I love everything about it.
It's unbelievable.
It's on the Believe podcast network, which is not unbelievable. It's great. I appreciate you so much for your insights, Phil. Go fix the Giants.
All right. Thank you, Kay.
Thank you.
You look great. Have a good day.
You look great. You're the best.
If you want somebody to come on and gripe and bitch a little bit, I'm the man.
I love it. You are my griper and bitcher du jour. Always. Hall of Fame griper and bitcher. We're back.